Thanks for tuning in again. This is Rip with TLC Restorations. As promised, today we're going to show you a 1962 Chevy Corvette. It's a 327 4-speed, and it's a fun little car. Everybody would enjoy driving this, but this is pretty much an original car. The owners have had this car for over 35 years. They bought it with this paint on it. They've done nothing with it but take care of it, and it is done well. And it's not the original paint, it has been repainted, but somebody did a nice job on it. They've done a great job taking care of it. So they brought it to us because it had oil leaks and oil smells, didn't run real good, didn't have a lot of power, you could smell gas inside the car when you're driving it. All the typical problems you get from an old car that make it not very enjoyable. And so what we've done with it, we've taken the engine out and the transmission. The synchros didn't work well in the transmission, so we rebuilt the transmission, rebuilt the engine. And we also went through the brakes to make sure the brakes work for them. They're a full drum system, just like it was from the factory. Pulled the fuel system out of it, the gas tank out of it. They had some bad hoses back there, leaking gas, smelling inside the cabin. Just kind of a mess. And went through all the driveline stuff, cleaned it up, made it work real well for them, and put it all back together. We rebuilt the engine here in-house.
We're going again.
So, what we're going to do now, we're going to pop open the hood and show you the engine and what we've done to it and how it looks. Now, we didn't restore every component on this car. That's not what we do on everything. But we did have the engine out of it. We did clean it. We did rebuild it. And so we did paint the engine and put it back together. We put the correct hoses on it, the tower clamps, cover the distributor as it should be, put a factory style air cleaner in it, put all the GM markings on everything, factory exhaust manifolds. So on appearance wise, this looks like an untouched original car. This was originally the smaller horsepower 327. We wanted to go after the 340 horsepower. This wasn't a factory 340 horsepower car. We wanted to see if we could obtain the 340 horsepower. So we did update the heads. We did update the intake with the correct intake, date coded, but we didn't find an original carburetor. We replaced it with a similar to the factory original carburetor. And we're pleased to say it makes over 340 horsepower. So the factory is
how do you know it makes 340 horsepower?
Well, we have an engine dyno here on site.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, so after we rebuild the engine, we dyno every engine. So this particular engine should have made 340 horsepower from the factory. And we know GM to be pretty correct because we've done about a half a dozen or so engines, 396s and small blocks and big blocks, to the factory specs and found them to be within 10% easily of the original numbers. And this little girl, I think, made 355 or 356 horsepower, factory spec number cam, factory style carburetor, factory build. So we're real pleased with that. It's right in the ballpark, right where it should be. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's a good little runner. Shifts great now, and just a fun little car. We're excited to give it back to the owner so they can enjoy it.
Nice.
So you come around here in the interior, I'll kind of show you what we did inside. So inside, this was a clean, nice car. All we did is we replaced the dash pad. The original one was kind of bad and torn. We put new carpeting in for them, just cleaned up the interior a little bit, and just scrubbed everything down, polished all the, the seat belts and everything for them, and just put it all back together. So just cleaned it up best we could, and made a nice driver. And the top had we did replace all the seals in the top and put a new windshield in the back glass in it, and put the hard top back on it so it fits good, and it's sealed up as good as you're going to get for 1962. So let's take it for a drive and see how it runs.
Sounds like a plan. What's this? We're putting gas in before the ride this time?
Safe. It says 8th the tank. I don't want to run out again. We don't have to go far. We're going to put 10 bucks in. All right, here we go, folks. We're just waiting our turn here to get up on the highway and go for a little ride in the Corvette, and just a gorgeous day. We're just going to take a little cruise, go through the gears here a little bit, and you'll tell when we take off that we have glass packs. You hear them rumbling a little bit. And you can just hear it cruising down the road. And as we said before, this is pretty much what you would have expected from a 1962 Corvette. It runs nice, goes down the road nice, it steers good. There's no effort in forcing it, but they're not going to respond like their new car. They're not as tight as that. I've got some wind noise I can hear a little bit through the through the glass here a little bit. We're spinning probably about 2,400 RPMs, doing about 58 miles an hour, kind of typical. And the brakes are drum brakes, they're not disc brakes, so they work good, but they'll fade quick, and they're just gonna stop you. The only benefit we have on this one versus being 1962 is this one does have radial tires, so each little groove in the road and stuff isn't grabbing us. We're just able to go nice and straight, mind your own business, and cruise. And it's just a great fun car. It's got the top on it, which is removable, which is nice. It doesn't feel real good. It's not real restrictive. It's just kind of a fun car, and as you can tell, I fit in it real nice. I don't have a cut or anything like Rick, and it's going good. People are waving at us, and I'm popular now, so this is good.
Oh, we're rolling into the shop here.
Here we go. We got gas. Car's running. We don't have any problems. Everything worked out good. Everything brakes good. Steers good. Shift's good. Everything's nice. Time to send this one home.